Boom! Happy Monday, Chinch. How we feeling, buddy?
Feeling good, dude. I changed up my routine, man. I had
Yeah.
to shock my routine
What do you got?
because I'm so top heavy with work,
Yeah.
right? So what I started doing was like, all right, you know what? Let me sleep as late as I possibly can, and then get up and just start going, and then I'll
Right.
do my regular thing and shower
Yeah.
and work out after.
Never
Changed it
works.
this morning and this weekend. I've been thinking about it all weekend, and finally this morning I told Jess last night, like, hey, the second I wake up and get out of bed, I'm going straight into the shower, taking a cold shower. That
Nice.
was
Dude,
enough, dude. I
it looks,
feel
Chinch, you look like ready to go, bro, this morning. Seriously,
yeah,
when you
most days
popped on
I'm
the
like,
screen, I'm like, Chinch is ready to go. Like, I was thinking you did something this morning to get ready to go.
really?
So I swear, like, no doubt about it, 100%.
Yeah, dude. Now I'm like, I'm just, I don't know. It's the right move. Because I always like, I don't feel fully awake until I shower. I just don't.
Yeah.
Are you like that? Can you go
Like,
like,
dude, well, my mom always told me growing up, and she was right. She's like, Shawnee, take a shower. You'll feel like a new person. And I agree
yeah,
with that, man. When I take a shower, dude, I feel like a new person.
I'm the
It's
same way.
incredible.
Even
When,
like
when do
when you
you,
have a cold, when I
yeah.
have like a flu, take a shower. At least that gives you like at least a half hour reprieve from like whatever
Yeah.
illness you have. You ever notice that?
Oh,
Nah,
oh,
I feel like
totally.
$1,000,000, dude. I'm shot out of a
Take,
cannon.
dude, when you take a shower, are you just a soap guy on your body, or do you put like into the washcloth and those little poofy things they got?
Oh, well, I have like a little bit of like an eczema thing or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
And so I have like a whole process. I have to kind of like exfoliate, like when you
Do
see
you really?
like
Yeah.
supermodels talk, they do that
Yeah.
exercise and do all that stuff. And what I do, I would not is not conventional to what most people would do. I take a washcloth and put soap on it,
Yeah.
and after I wash like my whole body, I grind my face. It's not the
Do you really?
healthiest thing. Most people should not do it, but for me, I've learned it's the best way to do it. And I basically just exfoliate anything. And then I kind of like moisturize when I got it. I mean, this is a ridiculous thing for a
Dude,
man to be talking about, but
Chinch in the supermodels. If you don't exfoliate,
look how
call
clean my
Chinch
skin is now,
and
dude.
Giselle.
Yeah.
Chinch, Giselle, and Kate Upton.
Anyway, no, but now I know. Now I know I'm back. I'm back in the what is it? Back in the New York groove, as a song says.
Yeah, dude. Nice, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
How was your weekend? What'd you do?
Great. I had a great weekend, dude. A little bit of a sad weekend. Grant Jackson Jr., Grant Jackson played, I think, 20 years in the big leagues. Lefty. Little bit of trivia here. In 1979, the We Are Family team. Do you know who the winning pitcher of Game 7 of the World Series was?
Was it him?
Grant Jackson came in relief and got the win. Nasty lefty, was just a great guy. One of my favorite guys. I have so many different stories. My mind was kind of all over the place, and I was thinking about a couple stories when I was Millie Jackson, Grant's wife. Grant passed away like a year and a half ago, and Millie just passed away a couple of days ago. Crazy, because I had seen, we called him Buck Jackson, so I'd seen Buck buying a lottery ticket one day. He's like, Shawnee, what's up? I'm like, hey, Buck, what are you doing? He's like, I'm getting a lottery ticket. Me and Millie are, I'm all right, cool. Week later, he passed away. Crazy, right around COVID. It was awful. Anyway, he's a legend around here with the Pirates and all the teams he played for, but he does a lot Buck did a lot in the community with kids and, all that stuff. So rewinding, Millie, dude, used to, she's from Puerto Rico. She used to cook for us when we were growing up.
His mom?
His mom, yeah.
Oh,
no,
cool.
his wife, Grant Jackson Jr., who was my best friend, one of my best friends growing up. His mom. Gotcha. Bro, we used to sleep over there Friday, Saturday night, come over after games. Dude, I mean, an endless supply of rice and beans and beefsteak, right? Like, thin steak. She would make chicken. We'd always go to bed with a nice ham and cheese sandwich too, with lettuce on Town Talk bread. I was like, "It's incredible, mayonnaise." Anyway, I think that's why I had a slight weight problem back when I was 12 to 14. It was like at the Jackson house too much. But dude, it first off, it gave me a love for Latino food. Now I'll get to that story too. There's so many stories from growing up in the Jackson household and Millie Jackson. So I'm 13 years old. I'm about to be 14. I'm about to go into my freshman year in high school. So Buck Jackson is the AA pitching coach for the Pittsfield Cubs. So think about this, bro. I end up playing in the minors and in the big leagues. And I was going down when he was the pitching coach for the Pirates, I'd go down with Grant Jackson. We'd be in the batting cages and we would hit. And blah, blah, blah. Like I was getting some big league experiences that usually only the kids get.
I did not know that.
Dude, this is incredible. Like when I look back at my life, this is definitely a formative part of my journey. So that summer of 1988, I'm going to Pittsfield, Massachusetts, brother, with me and Grant Jackson Jr. for 2 weeks, dude. So we're going to ride the buses. We went to Reading. And then what's funny is that was the Eastern League. I ended up playing in the Eastern League about 9 years later. Wow. I play in the Eastern League. But before that, I'm with Buck Jackson. So anyway, so much incredible stuff. Joe Girardi, bro, was the catcher on that AA team. This is incredible. So it all comes together because of the Jacksons, this is why I was thinking about this. Millie Jackson passed, and we had this wonderful service for on Saturday and brought back so many memories of growing up with the Jacksons. So I'm 14. We're the second series in Reading, PA. Joe Girardi gets crushed at the plate. Just, play at the plate. He dislocates his shoulder. So now Grant and I, we're like 13-year-old kids. We're like, hey, baby. We're in the clubhouse before the games. We go out. We're just kind of hanging out. We're along for the ride. There was a snow cone machine that we broke into. We figured out how to get free snow cones. Like every day, I'm like, get me the root beer, Grant. Grant's like, give me the mango. We were just talking about that on Saturday. I was like, remember when we were at Pittsfield, we had nothing to do. We broke into the snow cone machine. We figured out. So Joe Girardi gets dislocates his shoulder. And back then, to stay in shape, Joe's the most jacked guy out there, dude. So even back then, this is when he was like super jacked. So he's right out of Northwestern, dude. He's 22 years old. He's riding the exercise bike every day with his ice on his shoulder, but he's flying on the bike. Well, Grant and I were there to kind of hang out with him because we had nothing else to do. Everyone else is out batting practice. We're like, hey, Joe. Like we were like, what's ready to go, George? What's ready to go? Like we were like the annoying teenagers, right? So Joe was so cool to us, was so awesome. He called me Shawnee because that's what Buck called me, Shawnee, and Buck, Grant Jr. And we just became good buddies with Joe. And also too, bro, this is an unbelievable story. That year, I think it was that summer, Junior had just been drafted. Oh, Ken Griffey, yeah, this is incredible. So Ken Griffey Jr. stopped in. He played like a week in that league or 2 weeks in the Eastern League. He played in Pittsfield. So everyone was like, Ken Griffey Jr. is coming tomorrow. Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, incredible.
And you knew who he was. Everybody knew who he was.
Everyone knew who he was. He was first pick of the draft. Yeah, everyone knew who he was. And obviously his dad was also still playing. So Junior, dude, I met Junior. I tell Junior all the time, dude, I met you when I was 13, 14 years old. He doesn't remember, but I got his autograph.
No way.
Yeah, dude, I got his autograph.
Told me this story.
Bro, it's incredible. So I got his, so he, because Grant and I were there all day because we were with Buck. Here comes Junior, and I'm like, hey, man, can I get your autograph? And he gave me his autograph on a bootleg ball. I didn't know anything about the pearls or anything. But I remember watching him take BP, bro. And Griff was 17, 18 at the time. And Grant and I were there, and Junior was hurt, I believe. So he was taking early BP by himself. Dude, incredible. Like, I look back now, it's so incredible. I played 6 years with him after that. It's incredible. But I look back at that first memory. So I meet Ken Griffey Jr. on this trip to Pittsfield. I meet Joe Girardi. Also, do you remember a guy named Jerome Walton?
Yeah, of course I do.
Was rookie of the year.
His baseball card was very hot back in the day.
Very hot. Dude, he was a center fielder on that team. Mark Grace had just gotten called up.
What?
Mike Harkey, who's was a pitcher. So it's incredible for
humongous.
So anyway,
Mike Harkey, humongous human being.
So huge. So dude, and then Buck cooked like Millie. So we always ate rice, beans, beefsteak. Buck's from Cleveland, but he learned to cook like Millie because So anyway, unbelievable story, right? So a few years later, I'm 19 years old. Joe Girardi comes into play with the Colorado Rockies. Him and a guy named Freddie Benavidez. Freddie Benavidez is the bench coach now for the Cincinnati Reds, and turned out to be one of my coaches with the Reds. This is even unbelievable story. So at 19, I just finished my freshman year at University of Richmond. Grant's at a college too, and we connect with Joe to have lunch. So it's me, Joe Girardi, Freddie Benavidez, and Grant Jackson Jr. So we meet up for lunch. We get a hold of Joe. We meet up for lunch. We're like, we're really worried. Can you leave us tickets? We want to tell our friends we got tickets left by Joe Girardi for the Rockies Pirates. So he's like, yeah, I'll leave you 4 tickets. Let's meet up for lunch. So, bro, we meet up for lunch. It's me, Joe, Freddie Benavides, who I don't know. Obviously, I'm a 19-year-old kid at Richmond, so is Grant. And obviously, we haven't seen Joe since we were 13. But he remembers us. So we have lunch. We have a great lunch. And I'm like, Joe's like, Joe picks up lunch. We thought it was so cool. He bought lunch for us. We're like, yeah, baby. Leaves us 4 tickets. We're right there watching the game. Freddie Benavides was a great guy. So cool. So fast forward, bro. So I told Joe, how's everything going, Casey? Or Shawnee, how's everything going, Shawnee? Well, I'm playing University of Richmond. I was a freshman All-American. Obviously I wasn't no prospect at the time. I had 2 homers, whatever. And Grant's like, yeah, Grant was playing at a local junior college here, and he was doing well too. So cool. So we caught up with him. So anyway, fast forward, bro. That's 1994. I remember it was summer 94. Summer 95, I go to the Cape Cod League. I do really well. We might, end up becoming a 2nd-round pick of the Indians in 1995. 1997, I get called up to the big leagues. First at bat in Chicago, get a knock. Oh, it's so great, We go back home to Cleveland. Thursday night baseball, we're playing the Yankees. I get done with batting practice. Obviously, in Cleveland, it's the best team in baseball, sold out every night. The Fox is putting them on a lot. So I'm at my locker at like 6:15, bro, just getting ready to go to the food room because I'm not playing. Mm-hmm. And Mike Hargrove comes up to me. He's like, hey, Tommy's not playing tonight. You're going to play first base. Well, can you imagine? So now I don't even have time. I cannot
imagine what that feeling is like immediately.
I just got the feeling right now. My heart sank.
Oh, my God.
So I'm not ready to play. I'm just like, but they're like, hey, you're starting tonight. Sold out. Jacobs Field, bro. And back then, playing first was nerve-wracking. People talk about hitting all the time. I think the most nerve-wracking thing about playing in the big leagues is defense, because you can't mess up, and there's so many things going on.
I think any level of baseball, you don't want to make an error. That's like feels so embarrassing. So dude, I used to get more nervous on defense than I would ever going up to the plate.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's incredible. So before the game, so let me go back a little bit. Before the game, so we're playing the Yankees. Before the game, though, Joe Girardi's the catcher for the Yankees, dude. So I haven't seen Joe since 1994. He thinks I'm at University of Richmond. He probably thinks I have a job now. He has no idea. So I saw him when I was 13, spent 2 weeks with him. He became my good buddy. 19. Now, 4 years later, bro, I'm in the big leagues. Or 3 years later, I'm in the big leagues now. He doesn't know I play baseball. He has no idea. So I walk up to him in Indians uniform before the game, batting practice, they're switching. I said, hey, Joe. And he remembers me. Hey, Shawnee, what are you doing? He thought I was the bat boy. He goes, are you bat boy in tonight? Like, why are you in a uniform? Like he didn't understand. I go, no, I just got called to the big leagues.
Oh my God.
He's like, what?
He's freaking out.
He was freaked out. Dude, we have to get Joe on the show and ask him the story, because he tells it exactly how I tell it. He tells a different version. But he goes, what? I go, yeah, I played professional baseball. I got drafted a couple years ago, and here I am. He's like, you got to be kidding me. This is incredible. And dude, he couldn't believe it. It was like he saw a ghost. And like for me, I was like so cool to see Joe. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool. So anyway, an hour later, they tell me I'm starting the game.
Holy moly.
So I'm like, oh my God. And Joe's catching. So I call my parents. I'm like, I'm starting my first start tonight, Thursday night baseball. And they can't get there in time because it's 2 hours away. So they watch it on Fox or whatever. But bro, I go up to my first at bat. And Joe like stands up to tell the umpire the story. Like he's so...
Okay, that's his personality too.
He's so taken back that I'm in the big leagues. Joe's like, you're not going to believe this. He just wanted to tell anybody listening. He's like, you're not going to believe this. I knew this kid when he was 13 years old. He goes, he was with Grant Jackson's best friend. He's like, and he was in Pittsfield Cubs. Like the ump was like, all right, you got to get down. And we got to play the game. We got to play the game. But Joe couldn't believe it. He's like, this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So as I get in the box, Joe's still talking to me. He's like, Shawnee, I can't believe this. I can't believe you're in the big league. Yeah, anyway, I can't remember what I did. I was 0 for 4. I had an RBI ground out against. I was facing David Cohn, dude. I'd never seen a ball ball was moving everywhere. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I've never seen a ball move like this. Incredible. Yeah, so I had Joe behind the plate. But I just, dude, when I look back, and another cool thing about Millie Jackson was all the Latino food that I ate growing up. Bro, so Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s mom used to cook stuff in Montreal, and they would send it over to us. And then Wilton Guerrero, his brother, played with the Reds for a couple of years. And I would always say, hey, man, you mind when I would tell the guys on the team, D'Angelo Jimenez, Willie Mopena, the guys, when Vladdy would send food over, I'd say, hey, man, you might get some of that. I was like, I love rice and beans and beef, and dude, so it was known, like, in the big leagues, like even when I was with Boston, like David Ortiz would get stuff. Vlad Jr., whenever we play the Expos or we play whatever, with Angels, they would send food over and hey, give us the case. So it would show up at my locker, the Latino food, all because of Millie Jackson. So listen, I want to give a shout out to the Jackson family, to Buck Jackson, to Grant Jackson Jr., Yolanda, Debbie, and Millie Jackson. What wonderful people. It was such a big part of my life, but brought me that story with Joe Girardi, brought me so many experiences I never would have had in the big leagues and the minor leagues with the Pirates and the Cubs and all that stuff. And just an unbelievable, experience I had with that family, and just incredible.
Great story, man. Great.
Yeah, isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? And when I see Joe, even when Joe was at the network, he'll still be like, that story, I still can't believe that we met each other when you were 13 and I was 22, because Joe hadn't played in the big leagues yet either. He broke in with the Cubs, but he was in Double-A. He wasn't even Joe Girardi then. He was like this is the catcher from Northwestern, top prospect.
That is such an amazing story.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, and dude, really quick, one last part of the story. We were taking a bus ride from, it's a great part. We were taking a bus ride from Reading, where he had just gotten hurt, to wherever we were going, Binghamton. And I was sitting next to the guy they just called up, this guy named Kelly Mann. I'll never forget his name. He called him up from A-ball to take over for Joe. And Joe's sitting in front of me. You know, Joe's a straight shooter. Joe's, strong Christian man, straight shooter guy. So Kelly Mann's 20 years old. I'm 13. And Kelly Mann starts asking me some inappropriate things. Like, I won't say what that, inappropriate, no big deal, but like inappropriate stuff. Like, you probably shouldn't be asking a 13-year-old, but the kid's 20, Yeah. Bro, Joe Girardi jumps up. It's like 2 a.m, jumps up and is choking this guy out against the window. Boom. He's like, you don't talk to a 13-year-old like that. You don't talk to a 13-year-old like that. He's like, Shawty, come sit with me up here. So, dude, I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I always sat on Joe on the bus rides from then on, because
Kelly Mann was, Joe. You sat next to Joe.
I sat next to Joe.
You didn't sit on his lap on a bus.
I didn't sit on that, but I sat next to Joe. But after Joe came out with one arm, had one arm in a sling, one arm, bam, had this guy choked against the window.
That is so great, man. Yeah, I know that from knowing Joe. Just for that short time I know him, but it was for a couple of years. I was with him a lot. Yeah, he is a straightforward, straight shooter, human being. Very little cussing. I'm sure every couple World Series he might drop a couple F-bombs when he needed to. But yeah, he's about as stand up a human as there is. By the way, his daughter's an unbelievable basketball player. Actually,
really?
I wonder where she's at now.
High school, college?
Last I knew her, she was in. I mean, I didn't know her personally, but she was in high school, and she had like the sickest jump shot in the country at the time. By the way, hey, speaking of college basketball, speaking of women's basketball, shout out to the Columbia Lions women's basketball team. First time in history, Ivy League champs, dude.
Going to the tournament?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm trying to Google that as an Ivy Leaguer. Like,
let's go, bro.
All the time. How sick is that, dude?
That's awesome, dude. Hey, dude, Columbia sports, Columbia baseball is legit too. My buddy Sam Miller, my other buddy Hank Ogden's son's out there too. There's some good players, dude. They're good. And the women's hoops, I mean, come on, let's go.
Men's hoops is getting there too. Yeah, proud of the groups. It's always when back in the day they were only known for fencing, which they are no, I'm not kidding. They're world-class fencers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I know fencing.
No, I know. I laugh too. But like, the fencing coach I remember was this little man with he had so much hair, and he had like black hair, but it was like salt and pepper in him. So he had like black and gray hair. He looked like the fencing coach that you want to and Crew is the other big one.
Oh, dude, the crew, yeah, because you could go down the Hudson, right? Every morning, probably 5 a.m. The crew team's going down the Hudson.
That's where there's a huge sea. When you go over the GW Bridge, it's in a certain angle, you can see the big blue sea on the side of the rocks on the Hudson River. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, yeah, that's my story, man. Pretty crazy.
Love it, dude. Love it. Congrats to the Columbia girls.
Yeah. All right. So one other thing. Oh, let's do one other thing quick.
Yeah.
How about Shohei Ohtani showing off again? 2 dingers. Talk us through your Ohtani thing, but then I have an actual physical hitting question for you on the back end.
Well, dude, here's the thing. When I see Shohei go back to Japan, right? It was in an exhibition game in Japan, right? We joined Team Japan. Mm-hmm. Bro, I was fortunate enough. I got so much gratitude going on in this show today. I don't know what to do with it. But I was so fortunate enough. 2008, bro, playing with the Red Sox. When you're on the Red Sox, you get a chance to do some cool things. We opened up in Japan and we opened up in Tokyo against the A's, but we played some exhibition games against the Tokyo Giants and a couple other teams. Brother, those fans out there, the passion that they have for baseball in Japan is incredible. It's incredible. Like, they have a song for everybody. It's almost like a soccer match where the people are singing the whole time, and they're banging those like ding 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 those things, those like rubber mallets, and the whole game. The whole game, dude. It's incredible the energy that these people have for baseball. So obviously Shohei is the best player in the big leagues. They know it. They follow it. He's an icon, international icon. So I think it was cool for him to go back to Japan and hit that home run right away, go deep. And the crowd was pandemonium when he hit it. So just really cool. He went down to his back knee. It reminded me of Adrian Beltre, who used to back in the day. That's what I was going to ask
you. Yeah. Explain what happens. Because I'm not a professional player, but that used to happen to me every once in a while. I didn't hit balls 550 feet like the guys, Reggie Jackson, Beltre.
Yeah.
Now Shohei. What is the mechanics that makes that okay? Because you almost only see it. You either swing on a swing and miss or a bomb.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I almost think there's so much energy going through it. It probably was a pitch that was down. It's almost like you're going down a little bit to hit it. Your body's going down there, and then bam, just like the force is so great. And sometimes it takes you down to your knee. You know what I mean? So I think he hit the ball first and then went to a knee. Right. But the force,
the momentum and everything.
The momentum takes you down there sometimes. And obviously, if you're showing off a little bit like Shohei probably was.
Yeah, that's true.
The Japanese fans. You know what I'm saying?
That he can.
He's like, I'm going down to a knee here, so it gets all over the place. And they go, look at Shohei going deep and going to a knee.
That's a good point. You know what I just thought of maybe also too? It's like it's the same concept because you're using your hips and your ass and everything to swing it back. Remember the whole thing with Tom Seaver, they don't teach this, but what was he was drop and drive. Right. And he used to occasionally with his back leg, he used to cut his knee. I think he used to have to wear a knee pad every once in a while because his back knee would wind up hitting the ground at the end of his follow through every once.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
So, anyway. Oh, there she is.
Stop, drop, and drive. Oh, Bella's back.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we had some other stuff.
Dude, I had some problems last night, bro.
What happened?
Macy's got a stomach problem.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. So like, 1 a.m, I hear, scratching at the door, and whoop, 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 whoop. I go down, boom, take her out. It was kind of cool. There was the moonlight and me and Macy, but she's just dropping like bombs all over the yard. Like, we're just struggling to get it out. But every hour and a half, dude, I was up last night. I took her out at 11:30, 1. Sarah took her out once, 2:30. Then I took her out at 4, and then 5:30, and then she was good. Then I had to get up with the kids, and I was like sleepwalking into the kitchen.
That's tough. How's she doing now? Is she feeling any better?
We'll give her the chicken and rice. We're going to try and, she's been grinding. I just took her for a walk. She grinded a little bit. The worst is, though? The worst is they go to release a bomb in somebody's yard, and you got the bag ready, and it comes out, and there's nothing really there.
No.
And then you walk away. Well, there was really nothing there. It was just like kind of like, it was like a lot of air coming out. It's like, and then I start walking away, and the guy's looking at me and the guy's looking at me. He's getting in his car, and he saw my dog just take it. And I want to be like, hey, man, it's just air. She got a stomach problem. But he looked at me. I looked at him. I had the bag in my hand. I walked away, and he was probably like, no doubt called his wife. He was like, I just watched the dude's dog take a dump in our yard, and he didn't pick up the crap.
I totally get. I can see that. I can see that happen. All right, yeah. Good luck with Macy and the chicken and rice. Yeah. Bella's got a little thing. Her paw's hurting her, so I'm gonna take her to the vet tomorrow. I think she's all right. It's just like physical. They run around so much in the yard.
That's good though. That's good. They get that exercise.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We have a big one tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, dude. We got Dave Wannstedt, baby, the fellow Yunzer. We've been talking about getting him on.
Oh,
bam, Chinch made it happen, made a couple calls, told him, listen, you don't come on the mayor's office, 33rd team's out for you, Dave.
That is officially not how it works. I mean, if I had that kind of clout, I don't even know what we'd be doing right now.
Yeah, we'd have some good people on the show.
I'm really excited for you guys to connect, dude.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. I've met Dave. I've met Dave before. He's a true Pittsburgher, one of the best human beings ever. And, Pitt head coach, had great success there, obviously, with all the stuff he's done. NFL, Browns. Was he with the Browns a little bit? The Cowboys.
Dude, go back to Miami. He's with Jimmy Johnson.
Miami, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
What they used to call, which is a horrible term now, but they used to call it when they played Notre Dame, and they call it the what was it? The Catholics versus the convicts.
Oh yeah.
He was with them. Then he was with Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys.
The Cowboys,
coordinator there, and then he's been all over in Pittsburgh.
He's been every
great in college. Anyway, dude, I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be great.
Be ready, folks.
Get ready. It's gonna be a great conversation.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, dude.
All right, Chinchy. Hey man, great seeing you. You look great with the shower. You're exfoliated your skin. You're ready to go. The hair's parted perfect. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm
have a great day, dude. Monday, let's roll. Hey, and also thanks to everybody out there listening. Keep downloading, subscribing. We need it, baby. We need it. Talk to you.